What is up, everyone on YouTube? It is Driver KG, and we have the Elantra here. We're going to talk about some meth today. Added the meth kit to the Elantra, and I'm just here with a few friends, just having a little get together. But yeah, there she is in all her glory. She's been good, no issues. Let's talk about it. Excuse the car being dirty. Got the wheels not looking too clean, but let me show you how I have the meth mounted. So we have the AEM kit, and when you look back here, you just see a dirty trunk with tools, cleaning supplies, shoes for basketball. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? Except for that. There's the tank hidden behind my little, but it's right there. So how do I fill it? So we just simply go here, take the latches, both latches, and when you're back here, you have the AEM 1.15 gallon tank. So this carries all the methanol. It's still pretty full. I got it basically bolted to the frame, bolted to the body right down there. Have these here. Just have these little bungee cords as an extra. I don't actually even need it. So when I want to refill it, I just simply open it up, and I have just enough room to get something to basically pour it in there without making a mess all over the place. So it's all the way back here. So the pump is under there, and basically after the pump under here, I'll show you a little later, it basically runs. I drilled a hole, so you see the actual, this little wire that you see right there where that red is, that's the wire. It runs all the way under through the car, all the way out the front. So let me show you where that goes. Here we are to the front of the engine, and I can't show you under because you won't be able to see it. Here you won't be able to see it. I have it tucked under there pretty well, but whatever you decide, if you decide to go this route, I basically have it junkyard zip tied, and it goes to the solenoid. I paid extra money for the solenoid. You should get it. If you're going to run meth, you should get this. This makes it whereas you do not end up leaking any. Like if you ran this straight to where I have it hooked up, which you can't really see it down there, but right there, you see it? See that? It says BMS. That's where I have the meth running into, and that's into my hot pipe, well, cold side pipe, and it's basically routed to go into the throttle body and right into the engine. So that's, I would say, about 6 to 8 inches away. So if you didn't have the solenoid right here, what will happen is this will be running by itself into there, and when you don't have the meth spraying, this could leak, like the wire by itself could leak into your system. And what happens is when the car is off, or if you're just sitting, you don't want meth running if you're not actually going full throttle and there's a need for it. So like I said, you should have that. I forgot to mention I did get a filter. It's in the back. So basically it was pretty easy to install. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that, than what it is. You end up running the wires and everything the way you want it to. The boost, I got the boost tapped into the blow-off valve line. So that line is right here, goes all the way to behind there. I have a few other things hooked up. I actually have this. This is a LED light. It's really nice, actually. I'll show you that later. I'll leave a link in the description for it. It does protrude a little bit, but it's not bad. It lights up really nicely. It's pretty bright, but back on schedule to that. So I've been testing it with Daniel, trying to get a tune so I can run the numbers I want to. This car still has just the intake, inlet. If you want to call the high pressure fuel pump something, you can, but that is all. No intercooler, no downpipe, stock downpipe, you know. Will we get it? Maybe. But let me give you some driving clips and let's talk about how this is and how it's been. And really quick, before I go into anything else, there will be I'm just going to call it a tri-state cars and coffee that we're going to do on May 30th at 11 o'clock. It's going to be 620 Cranberry Road in East Brunswick, New Jersey. I'm going to leave a link to the Facebook, and if you want to come by, you stop by, meet other KDM enthusiasts, and if you want your car featured, it will be filmed, and you just let me know. But all in all, we have a burble tune, I guess you call it, some more power for the meth, because right now we're only running about 21 pounds, 22 pounds of boost and about 23.8 degrees of timing. So what that equates to, I would say about 360, maybe 370. But the car definitely feels good. When you step on the throttle, you do notice slightly, but you do need the tune to reflect that, because just spraying meth isn't going to add power. You need to be tuned for it correctly. It does allow more timing and more boost, and it takes a little bit of stress off the engine. This is direct injection and injected. Ugh. So if you have a direct injected car, meth could be helpful. You know, it does help clean up some of the cylinders, because we do have a lot of sludge over time in these engines, and the meth ends up running really clean for what this is. And it does help with, basically, like I said, just cleaning the cylinders. And you don't actually need a, what do you call it, catch can? That's how clean it runs. You won't have any extra, dirt deposits built up. So that's one of the reasons why I did it, because it helps prolong the life of the vehicle for a bit longer. So let's get into it. Everyone, we are here. We're in the Elantra N. We have the meth injection, and we have a burble tune. So we're going to talk a little bit about it, and we're going to listen to these beautiful pops that Daniel has hooked me up with. So let's see. You see how they do here in Jersey? Light was green for a little bit. Hopefully you can hear it. But we'll stay in higher RPMs so you guys could. Can you hear that? We'll get some pops. Just know that the higher the RPM you are, the more and the louder the pops are going to get. I did never think. Oh, you hear that? Oh yeah. I did never think I would like extra pops. But I like it. I like it. This tune has a little bit more boost than regular stage 2. A little bit more timing. That's what we want. This is basically just a make noise. That's the beauty of having the EK1, because you can, change your tunes whenever you want. I mean, how easy can it get? It's nice. It's worth the extra $600 or whatever it costs. Is worth it. Look, let's put the window down a little bit so you can hear it. That's a lot. Should we get a little bit of a nice full throttle here? Under a tunnel. Let's see here. Let's see, we're getting on to the going to the Garden State Parkway. Put the windows up. Turn here, but all in all, it's nice. when you want to feel young again. I'm still pretty young, but you know, it catches up with all of us. But that's the nice thing about having this car. You know, it's just so versatile. If you want to be quiet, I can go completely quiet and have it in eco mode. I mean, even in, this is my N Custom, which the engine is put to max or Sport Plus, so you'll get the pops. The steering is on soft, which I might change that. I kind of like the tighter steering. The suspension is on its softest, so it rides like eco mode. But you don't get this car to be in eco mode all the time. But I mean, here we're at 70 miles an hour, 8th gear, in mode. We have a resonator delete. There's absolutely zero drone. I am barely on the gas, but I still hear just a little bit of engine grunt, just a little bit to keep me happy. But when you want to go quiet, bam. I have no type of engine noise. I just have a little bit of road noise. That's the beauty of it. But let's talk about the meth. So we have had the meth in the car for about a month, maybe a month and a half. Now, when I installed it, I just rode on the stage 2 tune, so it wasn't much of a difference other than the temperature dropping. The intake temps did drop a good amount, which is beautiful, which I might have said already, but you just have to understand how nice that is to have the intake temps drop, especially when the car is used to being up there in the 120s, 130s after hard acceleration. And you don't get that anymore. I mean, you can tell everything that you have. You can go full list view and just go down the list here on what you want to see. So these days I care more about seeing what the boost pressure is, so it's going to read in bar. So if you don't know exactly how to read that, Google it. You see, you get some of the intake noises when you're in eco, which is really nice. I took off the blow-off valve. I sold it to a friend of mine. I'm going to go with the Go Fast Bits one soon. I was trying to chase down a problem with the boost. Every time it shifts, it drops down from 20 to anywhere between 13 and 17. And this was after the DCT update from Hyundai. I got that back in January, and I noticed the difference. But one of my friends is actually going to help me out. He's going to put the old tune on for me, and we're going to go from there. Look at that. There's a state trooper. It's 55 miles an hour. You see how normal it is for everyone to do 65. Here in Jersey, we all do a little bit more. It's normal. You do the speed limit, you're going to have somebody up your ass. It's the truth. Sorry guys, my camera overheated. So Type R is still in front of me. He doesn't want to do anything. Most of the Type R owners know me here in Jersey, and let's just say I haven't lost to any full bolt-on Type Rs. I mean, and most of them know that this is a intake inlet tune, now meth. I mean, the difference is, I guess, the DCT, right? So I've driven the one of my friends' full bolt-on Type Rs. I'll tell you, stock for stock, that car feels faster. That car feels you know, the seats are nice. I feel it could ride a little bit better. Once you tune it though, this car feels a ton quicker, and which I mean it is at that point. Even with less horsepower, more weight, this car still feels as it performs with the tune. Car stock, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't call myself heavily modified at all, and this car feels every bit of fun as it should. Like, I'm somewhere on the road, I'm not gonna say where, but it's just so nice to be able to mash this gas and from 80 just completely take off. Let me show you. Let's get into how much it actually costs to have meth, to buy it, how much I go through. Let's start with basically the cost of it. If you wanted to buy, let's say 4 gallons, you get 1 gallon each of either Boost Juice or VP's Boost Sauce. You have a few different options. That's going to run you about, for the 4 of them, I believe $50 to $60, right? Then you got actual gallon of just pure methanol. I'm pretty sure that can vary. I would say $60 to $80. And then you would have to mix it with distilled water, get the mixture that you would want. Me personally, I am going to try the VP M5 methanol. So that's a little more potent of a mixture. I will be mixing my own, and I'll talk about how much I'll use when I make that video. But with actually spraying, so I have the AEM set up to start spraying a little bit at 10 pounds and fully spray at 20 pounds of boost. So if I don't go around, you know, just driving around town, I won't even pass probably 3 pounds, if 5, you know, and you're not using it. Or you could just simply turn it off. That's fine too. But when it's spraying, you use, I would say, with the 1 gallon tank, you have a full spray time of 13 minutes. 13 and a half minutes, I would say. So you figure if you're full throttle, full spray for 13 full minutes, you're getting a lot of spray out of that. So if, say you go out for a Mexico run and you decide to do a few quick runs, 3 runs, that's probably going to be about 20 to 30 seconds each. So you got to think of it like that. You're full throttling for 20 to 30 seconds. Let's just say a minute and a half. So at that point, you won't be down to half. You won't be down to 75%. But just keep in mind those little times that you may full throttle when you do have it and you have it turned on. You are going to be consuming some, but not that much. I actually don't go through as much as I thought I would. I thought it would be a lot, but I also just drive and, you know, pretty calm when I'm here in New Jersey. And when I go to Mexico, that's when I'm hammering on it. And, you know, like now we're just going to teleport to Mexico to get around this car. So here we go. We got up there a little quickly. Maybe if we want to use a little bit more. This is not full throttle, but sure as hell feels like it. But, you know, you figure you're not going to be using that much of it, but it is good to make sure you always have it. If you're going to be running that meth tune, make sure you always have it, because if you have a meth tune that has all this timing, all this boost, and you run out, and maybe one pull you'll be okay, but after a while, you know, you'll have some issues. You do not want that. So always just make sure you're you know, up to par. I actually have right here, this is the LED that it comes with, and every time it's spraying, it lights up. So it's very low lit, and then once you get in the boost, you notice as I get more into boost, it'll start to, if you want to mix your own and get your own, if you want the M5 VP like I do, you're going to be paying some for shipping, or you got to find somebody local that has it, that's a VP supplier. If not, you're looking at $200, $300 for free shipping. So that's it for now. If you guys have any other questions, just ask. I'm always up to help anyone that you know has any questions about the car in general. We're coming up on 32,000 miles, and here's one last pull for you guys. We're going to actually do a brake boost pull. So brake boost is pretty simple. Brake in a little bit. Here we go. Holy shit. And there you go. It does brake boost really well with the tune that Daniel got me. Shout out to Daniel at N75. He is one of the best tuners out there. He is a very patient guy, and he's just always there to help me with so many questions I've had with this car, because it's new. We don't know shit. So you know, for right now, this is N Driver KG, and I will catch you next time.